Mm. Yeah, I mean, at this point. Mm. Hey, what's up, game weight? You can so there's no restriction. You can pass the account in 1 day. But when you get to the funded side, you have to make $200 per day, or at least $200 per day, and you can withdraw 50% of the account balance at the time you request a payout. So if you make $10,000 for 10 days, or I'm sorry, for 5 days, you can request 25,000 from the account. There's no restriction in terms of how much money that you can make. You just have to withdraw. You can only withdraw 50%. But if you make 50K, they're gonna probably instantly put you in a live account. They're gonna instantly put you in a live account. Yeah, I think we see a pump tonight. I think we see a pump all day tomorrow. Too many people were short going into yesterday's close. We about to squeeze them bears out of the positions and remind them this is a bull market. We're gonna remind them bears it's a bull market, baby. But yeah, I think we pump tonight. Whew. You can request half of that. Yo, Gateway, hey. They're gonna pay your ass. Nah, Gateway, don't do that shit. They're gonna switch up the whole program because of you. Don't do that shit. Nah, they'll probably put you in a live account before you do that much damage to them. They see you making 10K, they'll be like, nah, bro. We need you in this live account real quick. But I mean, I don't know which account you got. Uh, let's actually look at that because they do restrict how many contracts that you can trade. They do restrict that. It's not like you can trade like 10 contracts at a time or something like that. Mm. Yeah, so if you bought the 150K, I mean, you can only trade 6 contracts max. You can only trade 6 contracts max. You got a 5K static daily loss, and you got a 10K profit target if you bought the 150K. If you bought the 50K account, you only have a $2,000 static loss limit, and they only give you 4 mini accounts. So pretty sure it's no different for you, bro. Yeah, it seems like they got rid of their other accounts because it used to be able to go to the legacy accounts, but I guess they just finally got rid of them and just they got these now. Which honestly, this brings you profit back in the game, man. They're a real prop firm now again. They're a real prop firm now. All right, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to get my first 2 targets hit, especially if the price can break into this range. I mean, the bulls apparently have been holding. They're starting to hold this range right here. So honestly, I might have to switch this zone because it looks like they're holding this zone now. So I'm gonna have to put this zone back to being regular and switch it back and switch it to that zone because it seems like what color was that? Gray. Alright. Yeah, so it seems like the market needs to hold this range from now on because you can see they dipped into this area and they keep dipping back into it, and the bears are unable to really break through this range and hold it underneath it. So that's now the range that we have to look out for and make sure that price is staying above that range. So I'm thinking that we can possibly see 360 tomorrow. We can possibly see like 400, probably like 450 tomorrow. We can possibly see 450 tomorrow. We can possibly see that if the bulls hold and they continue to trade up because what I'm thinking for tomorrow is that the bears have cleared out this area of resistance right here. So all the orders that have been sitting right here, the sell orders, I mean, majority of them has been cleared out already. And for the stubborn bears that think that the market is going to go down because we got an election tomorrow, they're definitely going to try to sell here. And the market is definitely going to use them stops to push this market higher. Now, I do expect for the bears to come in around 360, 380 initially. I do feel that we may see some resistance at this level, but at the same time, I mean, it just might just keep going up. It just might just keep going up. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll see. We'll definitely see. Shit, you got the tick strike, green plus 10. Yeah, so yeah, I definitely think that we see some super green. Hmm. Yeah, gain weight. I really don't know why. I really don't know why. The Nasdaq has been super bullish this year. I really don't know why. There's nothing on this chart that would suggest that the bears are in control. I mean, you got literally a triple bottom right here. Literally a triple bottom. There is nothing that suggests that the bears are in control. But because they feel that tomorrow is the election, I guess they feel that that's supposed to be an event that's supposed to scare investors. Like they don't already have an idea who's going to win tomorrow. It's us common folk that don't. But people in high places, they have friends, they network, they share information with each other. I'm pretty sure they have a good idea of who's likely to win tomorrow. Yeah, and speaking about the election, um, please don't allow this clown show, don't allow this circus to be the cause that you stop talking to a family member, that you break up with a loved one, that you separate. I'm starting to see a lot of things online. I particularly saw something that was kind of disturbing. Supposedly, a wife left the husband because he refused to vote for Kamala Harris. I don't understand why you would end your marriage for someone that doesn't even particularly know you. I don't know why you would break up your home because of differences of opinions. I have, it's very interesting how politics, even though it's not even people that participate in politics, it's people that don't even know one thing about politics. They don't know anything past what the news media tells them. And as I was watching some of the stuff, especially with this rhetoric with the whole Trump thing, and I mean, obviously, I had an understanding of this before, but it's blatant that these news media outlets are not here to report the news. They're here to brainwash the masses. They're here to put out a particular message that those that are in power wants the masses to take in, to absorb. Is obvious because I don't understand how a news outlet can lie, misrepresent the truth, and still be able to broadcast on a daily basis if it's not being allowed. So, uh, please don't allow this election to let you lose your family because that's all you got in this world. We have internet friends, but the people that you share your life with in real life, yeah, those are the people that you're going to need to count on. And just imagine I'm not talking to you because you voted for Donald Trump. Like, what kind of shit is that? Or I'm gonna break up with you because you didn't vote for Kamala or you didn't vote at all or whatever stupid shit that they're doing online nowadays. I've seen this thing where they have women that, I mean, let's just be completely honest. They're only in this election because it's a first female president. And they were doing a skit talking about if you're not voting, we're not dating, or it was just something like that. And I was like, that is like the most stupidest shit that I've eh, anyway, anybody that knows that women don't care, like if she likes you, she don't care about if you're voting or not. I mean, that shit was stupid. But yeah, so it's obviously there's a lot of emotions this election. There's a lot of propaganda, obviously towards one side. We spoke about this earlier, about apparently the Democratic Party is trying to shame black men in particular for not wanting to vote for Kamala. But at the same time, black men has been basically a second class citizens to the Democratic Party. If you're not, what's the correct term I want to use? If you're not submitting to the idea that a woman is better than you and that she should lead you versus the traditional sense of a man leading his family, they have no use for you. The Democratic Party has encouraged women, black women in particular, to choose welfare over a family. A lot of black men, a lot of black families have grown up in a single family home because of this. And that's not something that's not done obviously on purpose. And now they had the audacity to sit here and say that black men should just vote for Kamala because she's black versus wanting to vote for Trump because it's obvious that we're not wanted unless it's for a check or if it's for something else. Black men want to be entrepreneurs now. We want to be able to start businesses, be able to take care of ourselves. But that's not here nor there. It's just it's just interesting that on every, I mean, I guess every single outside of this election, that's just how black men has been treated. And all of a sudden now, even though you mistreat black men and make it a point to make black men feel that they're unneeded in a family, now you're trying to ask them for their vote. And I think I've recently seen a poll that black men have been quote unquote leaving the Democratic plantation and becoming conservative and going to the Republican Party. You can't scare us with the boogeyman anymore in terms of, oh, they're racist over there. You can't scare black men with that bull crap anymore. We're too educated at this point. So kind of going back to my point, don't allow this election to allow you to lose your family. It's not worth it. It is not worth it. I mean, shit, I know that my significant other is going to go over there and probably vote for Kamala, but I talk shit about Kamala all the damn time. But I know she's going to probably vote for Kamala. I mean, I'm not going to get mad about her about that shit. And she's not going to get mad about me because it's not like I'm talking shit about Kamala. It just amazes me how someone can do a bad job in terms of the economy, in terms of how the United States is being run. And yet there's people that wants 4 more years of being broke. I don't get that. Like that is just a mystery to me. I mean, we already know that women are going to vote for her because they want to see a female president. They don't care about the policies. They just want to see a female leader in office. We get that. But everybody else, like when I watch these street interviews, it's crazy how some people are living in such an imaginary world where they actually believe the stuff on CNN, all these news outlets that are obviously pandering and is obviously an outlet for the Democratic Party. It's obvious, and yet these people believe the foolishness that comes from these outlets. It amazes me. It amazes me that just like an echo chamber, these people repeat word for word what they hear on the news. It's amazing. And then when you challenge these people's outside of the responses that you hear on the news, they just go blank. It's like, how can you have so much emotions for something that you don't even fully understand? Like, how is that even possible? You don't even know one thing about politics. Why are you so emotional about it? You don't even understand how the world works. Why are you so emotional about it? You can't feed your family. You got to work multiple jobs. You complain on TikTok about how everything's expensive, and yet you go and vote for the person that's responsible for this. Like, it's like the most craziest thing in the world to me. But mm, yeah. So Trader Hack says at least she has policies. Well, according to every interview that she's had, the only policies that she stated is that she was born in a middle class family, or yeah, she lived in a middle class family. She doesn't answer questions. She doesn't have a real plan. It's kind of obvious with everything that's happened in terms of how she was put in the position that she's been placed in. She's already the first person that's in the position that she's in without having a single vote. Like, the Democratic Party continuously states that it's Trump that's the is going to be a dictator. There's no democracy. You didn't even vote for Kamala. Nobody voted for Kamala. She was put into that position, and nobody bats an eye at that. Before she was put into this cycle, every news media was saying that she was the worst presidential candidate. You can go back and watch the tapes. Then all of a sudden, when they were told that Kamala was going to be running for president, all of a sudden now she's the answer. Which one is it? We're not going to argue about the term. We're not going to argue why it changed. But at the same time, I understand that nobody's not going to care about that, because that's just how much people don't like Trump. Even though we've already had a Trump presidency, even though the economy was great, even though you had money in your pocket, and yet you want 4 more years of this. It's unbelievable to me. Now, some people that have the money, like, it doesn't affect me that much. It's just, to me, it's just things are more expensive. Yes, I would like to have to be able to have more money in my account, but it doesn't affect me. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter who becomes president tomorrow. But I have people that are not as fortunate to be in the position that I'm in, and other people that come and trade, people that have a disposable income. Those are the people that I'm talking mostly about. I just get tired of listening to them talk about, I'm not tired of it, but it's interesting to hear them just say that how they can't afford nothing, but then they're going to vote for the person that's doing it to them. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, I mean, you can't tell people that shit, man. I mean, people will come up with excuses for her talking about, oh, she was a vice president. But I mean, that's just how I know that people don't pay attention. They just use their emotions. They don't watch the interviews. They don't watch what the things that Biden and Harris have said. They just say it's just because it's Trump. We don't want him. We'll vote for our own demise, I guess. It's crazy because Biden and Harris have both stated in interviews that Harris has been a big part of all the decisions that has been made since she's been vice president. Every decision that comes out of Biden's mouth and Harris's mouth. And Harris herself has said that she would have not changed anything in the last 3 or 4 years that she has been vice president. She wouldn't change anything. Anytime that she gets into an interview, she's talking about Donald Trump. I mean, you would think that they are fucking or something, as much as she says Donald Trump, as much as his name is in her mouth or something. You would think, but like I said, man, I understand that this is a clown show. I try not to get too emotional about it. I don't get emotional about it. What gets me emotional is just the fact that we got to endure 4 more years of this bull crap. Hey, what's up, Alfred? What's up? Yeah. I mean, they're implementing the policies that they want. They're implementing it. I mean, if Harris wins tomorrow, obviously the war and the wars around the world will continue. Like, I think people forget that wars have always been a way for the United States to generate income and get out of debt. I mean, it's always been a tool. I mean, it requires a lot of sacrifice. And if you're familiar with this anime called what is it called? Full Metal Alchemist, it reminds me of that. It reminds me of how, if anybody's familiar with that anime, there's something called the Philosopher's Stone, and this Philosopher's Stone is made through the sacrifice of a population, and that's the only way to create it. And it just seems like, in terms of for a country to generate income, a lot of people have to lose their lives in war because war is very freaking profitable, and it's a tool to generate money. And so, obviously, more people will have to die in that Ukraine Russian war, that conflict in Israel. And it seems like the Middle East it just seems like it's escalating every day. And that's why, if you watch any of Harris's rallies, people come out and protest because those things are happening. And people, I mean, here in the United States, or if you're not in a war torn country, of course, you're not going to think about stuff like that. Because honestly, in my opinion, I feel like a lot of people don't even care about that. It doesn't affect them, so they don't even care. It doesn't affect them, so they don't care. Yeah, equivalent exchange. It's that blood money. Equivalent exchange. And honestly, that's kind of what I believe in too. The whole idea of equivalent exchange. I believe in equal exchange. I don't ever want to be in a position where I gain from nothing. Like honestly, internally, I feel like if I haven't earned anything, then I really don't want it. I don't want it. I just don't want it. Don't want it. And kind of going off topic, because like stuff like like as an example, and like I said, this is off topic, but like celebrities, like someone in the music industry, we understand that they have like plants that they try to get the populace to like, and they turn them into a cash cow. Some of them are very successful, and some of them are not. But the point I'm trying to make, the people that have been given fame versus the people that earn their fame, you can see the difference. You can see the difference in between how they live and how they behave off stage. People that work for everything that they have, they're very proud of themselves. These people are very confident. They have a power about themselves because internally they said, damn, I got here because I got here. People that was given fame, the ones that have to answer to somebody, you can see that they're not proud of themselves. And those are usually the people that after a while, they abuse drugs and alcohol to escape that shame. And it kind of just goes back to being able to live with yourself. And that's the whole point of this game that we call life, man. When something is given to you, that shit don't mean nothing. That shit means absolutely nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. When things are given to you. You get no respect, none from your peers whatsoever. Yeah, so Gameway says he just feels like she had the opportunity to prove that she can handle the job as president while she was vice president. But when you're saying that you have done the same thing as Biden, I mean, I definitely agree. Like, if we're gonna have a female president, we need to have strong leaders like uh what's her name? Carrie Lake. When I think of a strong female leader, that's who I think of. She has a great blend of being strong, but then also coming off as a mother. And I think that's kind of what gives her, I think in my opinion, makes her very powerful because she's well spoken. You respect somebody like her because I mean, you can tell that she's worked for what she's had. Like if you speak to her, just listening to her is like, yeah, she works hard. You know, she knows what the hell she's talking about. She's confident. Kamala Harris is she was she was planted. She wasn't voted for. She was chosen. So I mean, shit, you have a president that has been chosen. I mean, it's crazy that people don't ask themselves, well, what does that even mean? Like, what does that mean? Why are you ignoring that? She was chosen. She was not voted for. She was chosen. You talking about democracy? That's very dangerous. That means that somebody else is going to be behind the scenes pulling the strings. You have to ask who that person is. Hey, what's up, JP? Yeah, like it's crazy, man. Like it's like the most absolute craziest thing in the world to me that people would want 4 more years of the craziness that we've had. Like it's crazy. There's so many laws now that protect criminals. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. In these democratic ran cities, I mean, these business owners have to raise their prices to felony levels or felony prices to be able to protect their business. Why should I have to do that? If someone is committing a crime, if someone is stealing from my business, I shouldn't have to put out an insurance claim because the state or the city is not arresting criminals. I mean, you're encouraging criminals to be criminals. It's like anyway, like I said, I don't have to deal with that crap. Yeah, it's just crazy to me. But I was actually talking to uh my significant other about this, and this is off topic. I find it interesting. So we'll see who's the president going to be tomorrow. But I find it interesting that a lot of the stuff, like in terms like all these rappers, like all um, these gangs that are masquerading as record labels, it's interesting that they're all kind of being taken down before the election, before we know who our president is going to be tomorrow. I find that very interesting. I don't believe in coincidences though. it seems like they're trying to clean up a lot of things, like a lot of stuff that they've been letting slide, or a lot of stuff that has allowed to let slide. It's like, okay, now the FBI is just grabbing people up, and the feds are now trying to prosecute so many people at one time. It's crazy. So I wonder what's going to happen. I wonder if that has to do with who could be the president tomorrow. I wonder. Mm. Shit, Gameway. I'm surprised that you're not in this long right now. That's what I'm more surprised of. Are you trying to find a position for your you profit account? Yeah. Mm. I mean, I feel like if we break into this range, this shit gonna run. You're not gonna really see like a good setup. I think the setup already happened already. The setup already happened into this range. You would have to try to catch something and hope. I mean, I guess like right now would kind of be a good area because we got to tap into this range. They're finding support here at this neckline. It's not too far away from. It's like 20 points away. But I guess depending on how much risk you're willing to put on. Hold on, which size account you got? You got the 150K or the 50K account? All right, no problem, Smith. No problem. Yeah, well, what size account you got? All right, no knife art, no problem, man. No problem. But like I said, I'll just be glad when tomorrow's said and done. Hopefully, this can just be something that's going to just be done. Hopefully, it ain't gonna be something that's gonna take longer than tomorrow, where it's like, oh man, it's undecided, blah 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 blah, and it's something that drags on. I just want this ritual to be done so we can move on with our lives. Honestly, I want to be done with this crap. And then we'll just move on to the next thing because we got Powell on Thursday. Are you about 350Ks? Yeah. Mm. I think gold's gonna break my heart. Ah, shit. Ah, damn it. I think I got stopped out of gold. Oh, I got stopped out. Ah, no. No, 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 no. Gold, why did you do this? Shit. I gotta get back into gold because gold might be trying to. Damn it. All right, so let me just really look at this shit real quick, man. Let me look at it. Because I mean, if gold sells off, that means hold on, does no. Okay, so if gold sells off, then that means that I mean, isn't the indices and golds correlated? I mean, if gold sells off, then that means that the ES will and the Nasdaq will sell off too, right? But I think this thing found support. I think it found support at 33 because 33 was a previous low of day right here, and it bounced perfectly right there too. Mm, 27.59, 27.59. Hmm. Hmm. Damn. All right, so let's look at that. All right, so I do think that the market will be trading to the upside tonight for sure, especially if we can get above the 200 EMA, especially if we can trade above this. What we don't want, if you're a bull, what you don't want is for a price to trade underneath that low. That's obvious. 2017 to around like 12, 2013. So this small little area right here, we don't want price to trade underneath that because if it does, you talking about we're gonna have some downside. We're gonna have some downside if price doesn't if this doesn't hold. We're gonna see a lot of downside. Mm-hmm. So what? 630. 630 is support. 952. Okay. So it looks like the next level of support is going to be 630. 630 has a break of structure right here. 670, 680 to about 630. That would probably be the next stop for the bulls because it's highly unlikely that any of this holds. I mean, if we lose that low, it'll be hard for that. 830 seems like we got some support around 830 ish, 850, 830. Yeah, that's probably where we would go. We'll probably see a bounce at like 850, 830 if we were to take out that low. Let me look at that. Yeah, probably like 900. Yeah, because that would run. The next level would be 900, but then 900 would probably get ran. And so about 830. So from 900 to about 830, somewhere in this area will be the next level of support if the bulls don't hold this right here. So the bulls are definitely going to need to hold this, or we're going to see some nasty downside. And it looks like this is the next area of support right here. I ain't shorting nothing. I'm not shorting anything, game wave. I'm definitely going to be in this long. So 980, 924. Okay, so it looks like 830 is. It looks like a 23% level at 830. Mm. And it looks like I mean it shouldn't be a surprise, but they're holding up that 23%. So they're holding it. So I guess the next level that we should expect is at least like 198 at least. Then we got 260. But I think we're getting up into this area tomorrow. We can probably see this area tomorrow. And then we got FOMC on Thursday. Yeah, they're gonna probably it's highly likely that they'll drop it right here around 406. We'll see people take some profits here at 406 right here. So I'm definitely gonna be looking for that tomorrow. And then if they can hold 340, 350, if they can hold this area. Yeah, 450 to about 490. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. So I kind of have an idea of what it can do towards the upside and the downside. So that's what I'm going to be looking for, or that's what I'm going to be looking out for. Well, shit. I mean, I'm in gold right now. Yeah, you profit is a 1 day pass. It's a 1 day pass. Yeah, I mean, I just got in long with gold at 27.37, and I got my stop at 27.30. So I'm risking about $500 on this play. I got 7 micro contracts on it though. I mean, I'm pretty sure you trade with more size than I do, but I got a 7 micro contracts. Um, what is that? A 7 point stop for only $500. So I mean, I really shouldn't get stopped out of this if it's supposed to keep going higher. But if not, then I'll just take a $500 loss. And I'm gonna target 2770 on gold. I'm gonna target 2770. Because I mean we could see them drop it at 20. Actually, I'll put it down to 2760, probably like 59 or something. Yeah, I'll put it at 59. Because yeah, they might actually come back right here, and then they might drop it. But not as a reversal, but people might just take profits at this high. But I'm pretty sure people are going to want to take profits here as well. And so 2768, I put 2765. Yeah, I put 2765 because I think that people are going to want to come back up into this area right here. And then we got FOMC coming up on Thursday, so gold is definitely going to react to it. Yeah, I'll just keep it like that. Yeah, I agree with that. Cause shit. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens Thursday. We'll see because depending on how that job data comes out for Thursday, depending on how it comes out before the rate decision, we could see some negative reaction to that. And I'm pretty sure they're going to purposely do it anyway, so they can set up the market to go long. Because you already know Powell pumps this market. He only pumps it. Yeah. So I mean, if we get a bad job number, if we get a bad job number, I can definitely see the market dumping because of that. And what's going to give it away that you should look for a long is if it starts grinding down and nothing and nobody's not buying anything. It starts grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding. And then it mysteriously grinds itself into an area of support before the FOMC meeting. Yeah, so you got non-farm productivity and labor cost. I mean, we've already had this conversation already. We've had this conversation already. Cheap labor is definitely something that a business owner would want. Oof. And we don't really got anything on Friday. We got the what 5-year consumer inflation expectation, and we got the consumer sentiment index on Friday. Of course, they're lying about the jobs. Of course. I mean, if they've already had to revise 800,000 jobs already, I mean, obviously this data isn't real. I mean, as many times that they had to revise CPI and had to revise it to make it say what they wanted it to say, I mean, obviously we're just playing, they're just cooking the books at this point. But we're just going to shut up and color. We're just going to shut up and color because all we know with the amount of people that's unemployed, we know that the job numbers ain't real. We know the job numbers ain't real. I mean, you got Facebook and Google and all these tech companies laying people off. If they laying people off and they make magic money, of course nobody else ain't gonna be hiring. They talking about ghost jobs and ghost postings and stuff like that. Of course. You say you got in long at 49? Oh, okay, yeah. So you got a job. Damn, that's a great entry. Nah, I don't use a trailing stop. Shit either hits my target or it hits my stop. There's no in between. There is no in between. The reason why I don't do that is so I don't jump back in and begin to overtrade or revenge trade if I close my position. Like if I were to close a position right here and it keeps going up and I enter a new position right here at the top. One trade just keeps everything good. Yeah. Bandit Blitz. Yeah, because this range down here, the market has been tapping into this range all day today, yesterday, and last week. The market really loves this range right here. And if we see price begins to trade underneath this range, we can expect big downside from this range. We can possibly see 900 if price breaks this range right here. We'll probably see like a bounce at 980 at first, but then eventually, if the bears touch this range too often, we'll see that break down here to 900 for sure. We'll see that break to 900 for sure. And yeah, I had to learn that. I had to learn that the hard way. I mean, my trading style is definitely, it has layers on layers and layers of psychology, emotions. It just has a lot of layers, and this is just a result of that. I'm just going to stay in this one position. I'm not going to close it. I'm okay if it hits my break even. I'm okay if it gets stopped out. If I get stopped out, because I know if I get stopped out, then it's highly likely that I'm close to support, or I can find a better opportunity and I can get my money back. I have small risk and big targets. It allows me to stay in the game longer. Yo, appreciate that. Yeah, this is definitely an emotional, mental game that we play with trading, man. A lot of demons come out when you trade. A lot of demons come out. Oof. Yeah, so what we don't want to see, this is because I can see why the bears are trying to sell this. I mean, right now they see a double top, but unfortunately, this is a double top into an area of support. Until not it, this wouldn't be a viable short until price until price breaks below 2085. I would not short this. I wouldn't short it until price gets underneath, first off, this level, and price gets under all these EMAs and hold. Because the bears that are short in this area right now, they're about to find out that the market is making its rotation up higher. They're about to find out. Isn't that poetic justice? Out of nowhere, it started raining outside, thunder and lightning. Isn't that poetic justice? Fitting. Dang, this guy wants. I'm looking at the thing with bookmap chat, and man, this guy really wants the market to short. The market's not going to short, and if he's short, he's going to find out real quick. Let's actually look at ES. I haven't looked at ES at all, because ES is going to tell us what direction the market wants to go into. Okay, so Right now, obviously, ES has also found support. And we talked about this on Sunday. We talked about price potentially coming back down here to 720. Because you can see that that 720 area has been support for the ES for I guess starting at the beginning of October. And if I was paying attention to my charts today, I definitely would have went long here. But I wasn't paying attention to my charts. I stepped away. I was definitely euphoric. And so I've recognized that if I'm in euphoria, I'm just not going to trade. Just going to step away from the charts. But price finally got down here to 725 or 724, 725, and we seen a bounce. If the ES ain't about to short, the Nasdaq ain't about to short. Hey, what's up, Right Investments? So you're saying that you're in a YM short? Let's look at that. But yeah, I'm in a. You said, oh, you're both short the Nasdaq and the YM. Wow. Well, what are you looking at then? What are you looking at? Because if I'm missing something, then I would like to know, why are you short right now? So you said YM. You said, but you're saying you're trading on a higher time frame. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so you say you're on the 30-minute, huh? 30-minute. Where are you targeting? On the Nasdaq. So, the YM. I know that the YM trades in one direction. So we did get price to come down. They bought it right back up. They found support right here. And it's highly likely that if YM does trade to the downside, it's highly likely that they'll probably come in at 950. It's highly likely. But like I said, I don't necessarily trade YM. I'm not really familiar with how she moves. But when it comes to the Nasdaq, yeah, for sure. All right, so 30-minute time frame on the Nasdaq. You're shorting this? So you said that you're hoping that it comes back under VWAP? Well, okay, so if price comes down, okay, so yeah, okay, you may have just joined because we talked about this just now. So the ES is definitely making its rotation higher. And so the Nasdaq will definitely follow it. So if the Nasdaq, so what you're talking about, if the Nasdaq comes down here, we're definitely going to get a flush. The market wouldn't be able to withstand another retest of this level right here. It would not be able to withstand that again. So if the price does come down here, the next level will be like 900, 950. But the market has definitely made a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess you wouldn't really count this one, but it's obvious that the market wants to hold this level at least for right now. So I will agree that if price does trade back down here, this will be a good target, but we're definitely going to break through that. We're definitely breaking through that if the bulls or if the bears are able to send price down. At least right now, the market is making this rotation higher. If you don't have a if you don't have a good entry, unfortunately, the market is like I said, is making this rotation higher now. It's making this rotation higher. Yeah. So like I said, I mean I would never tell anybody how to trade their own account, but yeah, you would be shorting in like you're literally shorting into support. The market has already made the bears have failed to trade past this range, and this was the range that the bears needed to hold price under for there to be more downside. Because the bears failed to do so, now the bears are getting their stops ran, and that's why we're seeing this move up. I mean, obviously, the bears are taking profits, but the bears that's still trying to short this thing, unfortunately, they're getting their stops ran. I don't think we see red tomorrow. Too many people shorting. They're going to flip this market. Now, I could be wrong. I could be, but the charts are telling me that it wants to make a rotation higher. And then after it finishes rotation higher, if the bears want to at least try and short it again, I mean, obviously they could, but I guess it really wouldn't make sense for the bears to be successful if they hadn't been successful all day. I mean, they brought price down from 2080, and then they tried again at 2050, and then they tried again at 2020, and then they tried again at 1.7. Like they tried all day to knock price down and failed. So I guess it would be kind of hard to believe that the bulls, that price comes right back up here and then they're successful. I mean, shit, at this point, looking at the 30-minute, that's looking like some super support right there. Mm. So Bandit Blitz says smaller time frame, lower highs, also higher lows. So this next move will be nice. Bet, yeah. So you said that your entry's at 120. This TP's at 2028 area, but you guys. So I mean, I take my trades on smaller time frames for sure. This is an 1800 tick chart. I think that's equivalent to maybe. I think tick charts are like equivalent to second charts. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think these are like second charts. But the chart that I was using before, this is an 18,000 tick chart. This is an 18,000 tick chart. I think this would probably be equivalent to maybe like a 4-hour chart or close to it or close enough. And let's see. So this is probably equivalent to a 4-hour chart. We'll see if it looks similar. Anyway. Yeah, I guess we could see a rotation up to like 200, but we'll see. We'll see. We will see. It will definitely be nice to get these targets hit though. Hmm. Yeah. Tick charts are basically. So I mean, it's supposed to be. So every time someone makes a transaction, that's how a candle was made. So every 1,800 transactions in the Nasdaq, a candle is formed, and that's basically what tick charts are. And Gangway says that, yeah, honestly, I would definitely agree. And yeah, we were just talking about that. If I'm shorting like 480, like 480, 490, 450. That's where I'm looking for shorts. I'm pretty sure we'll probably see a rejection at 405. And then, I mean, we'll see a rejection probably at 405 for sure. But if you're talking about a reversal, yeah, like 485, 490, this is definitely an area where they'll come back in and short this for sure. For sure, for sure. Or they might come back into this range around like 430, 450, 60. So like a range between 490 and 430. That's Bear City for me. That's definitely Bear City. And I'll definitely be looking for shorts. Yeah, like 496 right here. So like 470. So I'm thinking like maybe 430. Yeah, about like 430. Probably like 470, 430, 470. But shit, let's look at the weekly time frame because I really don't go past like the 4 hour. I really don't even go past the 1 hour for real. All right, so this is the weekly chart, and I will say that that does look bearish on the weekly chart. I mean, that's kind of hard to argue against. That is definitely hard to argue against. That it does look super bearish on the weekly chart. That looks super bearish. That's a straight up double top on the weekly chart. But hold on, I might be looking at the wrong one. Give me a second. I might be looking at the wrong one. Hmm. Hmm. Uh, he said, "Do I have a Instagram?" No, actually, I really don't. Um. Hmm. And so, where's your chart at? I think if you're using Trading View for your charts, I think there's something to where you can create a link. Let me look that up. Let me ask ChatGPT. Yeah, send me the link and we'll go over it. Uh, 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 uh. Somebody else was able to do it. Mm. Yeah, for whatever reason, it's not. Mm, yeah, I guess it's not really giving me any. Mm. But okay. Well, I guess we'll just try to make the best of it. So you're saying that you're short at 120, right? Says those letters are the last part to add. Hmm. Yeah, for whatever reason, yeah, I mean, if you put anything in the chat, for some reason, yeah, it didn't even work. But I mean, yeah, I guess we can just go over it though. Okay, so you said that you're short at 120. Well, okay, so you're on the 30-minute chart. I mean, like I said, we can just go over it. It's not a big deal. But yeah, I kind of do because I do see a lot of people. I do see a lot of people short on or trying to short on Think with Bookmap chat. I'm like I said, I'm going to stay long because we are leaving support. But if I'm missing something, I definitely will. Like I said, I'm definitely open. Like if I'm missing something, and you said it's 214 is your entry, and this is an entry that you had tonight, or is this something that you carried over from yesterday's session? So about like right here is your entry, like 114. We'll just give you 115 to make it easier. Okay. Yeah, he just got it into like 10 minutes ago. Okay. And so, crap. What you're looking for is you're looking for 28. So you're looking for price to come all the way back down and test this area right here. So this is where you're wanting to take profits at 28, around that area right here. Okay. So your bias is that we're going to trade right back down and you're willing to take profits down here back into support. Hmm. Okay. So you want to take out the wicks that's right here. Hmm. Well, yeah. It's gonna be very hard for the bears to break below 2070, 2080. That's definitely gonna be hard because you're definitely shorting into support. Hmm. Yeah, this level right here is gonna be hard. I will be 100% on board with you if the bears can break this. In order for me to even consider a short, the bears have to break that. They have to break 80. And then any pullback, they would have to do that. Because 2080 is definitely looking like strong support, 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 support. Or my bad, resistance, resistance, and support, support, and resistance. So 2080 is definitely going to be a level that they have to break through. I mean, but I do see why people are trying to sell it though. I mean, people are trying to sell they're trying to sell the retest of the breaker structure to the downside. They're trying to sell it. So it's like I'm not saying that I don't understand the short, but that would be too low for me. That would kind of be a scalp for me. I would okay, yeah. And then okay, so now we're in agreement. I definitely agree with that. If price can get under 2080 and hold, we're definitely going lower. I would change my bias underneath 2080. And if it gets underneath, if it touches, if we trade below this little wall that they got down here, I will switch from bullish to bearish. We definitely agree on that. Looks like that gold long is working, baby. It stopped me out my first position, it kind of broke my heart, man. It stopped me out of my first position. I think I was about $700. I mean, I guess it is. So I can make a lot of money on gold. It's just that I never take the profits. And I get stopped out because I don't ever take the profits on gold. But like I said, I'm gonna figure it out. Because I mean, I have no problem making money. I just have a problem finding a damn target or finding an exit point to close out of the position. Uh, Hmm. So Gameway says he wants a lower entry as well, but he shorted today down to that entry level and took the long at 2016. That's a small chance for it to happen again, and then it's already inverted. So Gameway to so I I'm understanding you clearly. You think that it can touch down back into this level again? Is that what you're saying? That we can see another test here? Like I said, if we see another test here, that shit's gonna break. That's breaking. If we see another test going down here. But yeah, I trade my funded futures. Oh yeah, so I did request that payout today, and I'm probably going to buy another account. I'm probably going to buy another account with them because that payout, like I said, it's fast. Like it's one after another. They approve it, it goes to Rise goes to my bank account. I get the notification from my bank account is in my bank account, and that's less than 5 minutes. Less than 5 minutes. I'm gonna start trading that milestone account probably on. Well, shit. We'll see. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Because I mean, I'm obviously I'm gonna trade it. If I see an entry, I'll take it. But man, this week is going to be so freaking volatile. But it just seems like the market has just been volatile for like it's like every week there's something. Like there's always volatile news like every week. And if you're not trading the market because, oh, I mean, I don't want to trade today because we got this and that, then shit, you probably won't even get the trade because it's like everything is like a 5-star news event now. It's like every freaking week. But I'm looking at the ES. If they hold this on the ES, we're going higher. It's highly likely that the market's coming back up into this range on the ES. So if the ES is about to pump, then we all know the Nasdaq is about to pump too. Yeah. Yeah. It looks like we're about to get a stop run. I'm about to get my targets hit. Mm, yeah. Yeah. And I'm actually glad that you pointed that out because I didn't see it until you said it. Yeah, gain weight is absolutely right. Head and shoulders pattern. I didn't even see it until Gangway said it. I was just focused on like this shit just it bounced from demand. So I just went long. But yeah, he's definitely right. Head and shoulders pattern. Mm. Trade what you see, not me. That's funny. But yeah, kind of going back to what you said, right investment. Yeah, their payouts are fast, man. Their payouts are definitely fast. And that's why until they fuck up, that's gonna be my home. Them and you profit. I use the U Profit swing account to trade gold. I trade the Nasdaq in there sometimes, but for the most part, I try to leave that account only for gold because honestly, I don't see how anybody can trade gold intraday. I mean, it's not like it's not possible, but it just moves too slow. And usually with gold, it usually takes a couple of days before it gets to its target. I mean, sometimes you'll get a big move in one day, but it definitely does take gold a couple of days to get to its target. And if you wanted this exact bottom, well, I mean, shit. If you caught it the next day, if you got in long, exactly the next day, I mean, you would have caught this move, but gold has definitely been on a tear. And yeah, gold has definitely been on a tear, man. Hmm. Yeah, you say that game wave, but I trade the Nasdaq. I'm not used to slow moving markets, man. But I definitely will agree with you though. Mm. All right. So we'll see. Let's see. So if they do get it below, let's say they do get it below 80, they might try to trap bears at 70. They may try to trap bears at 70. I guess we could see if the bears are serious, we could see price come back into this range. I guess if they want to trap bears below this range right here, I guess they could if they wanted to. I guess they could if they wanted to trap bears underneath this range. Or shit. Mm. Mm. Damn, I kind of wish I saw this. Uh, if I saw this, what day was this? It was November 1st. I wish I saw this. That was last Friday. Man, that shit was right there. I wish I saw this. I gotta start paying attention to stuff like that. Because the reason why I say that is because I think Friday I was targeting like 300 or something like that. I think I was $300 away from passing this account on UProfit, and it got to 2080. It got to 2080 and it dropped on me. And I was wondering, damn, why the hell it didn't get to 300? And if I looked on the hourly chart on Nasdaq, I mean that thing rejected perfectly at resistance at that bottom candle right there. It rejected perfectly. Mm, okay. All right. Okay, guys, I'm gonna end the stream here. I'm gonna end it here. So, kind of before I leave, like I said, I'll flip my bias if we get a break below 280. And we're not talking about it breaking below and getting sucked back up, getting um, yeah, pause. Um, price trading below this level and then quickly getting wicked back up above it. We're talking about trading below this level and holding below it. And then as price comes back up into this area right here, the bears hold it. And we see that move to the downside. But until then, I think, well, I think my bias is that we're making a range rotation back up to 200. I do think that it's highly likely that we will see a somewhat of a rejection from 160. The reason why I say that is because obviously, if it's right here, they rejected it from this level already at 160. We could see some profit taking here, but at the same time, they've been kind of using 160 as support and resistance all day today. They've been kind of using that support here as support. We've seen the breaker structure here at resistance. So I do expect for price to react if it does trade back up into this level. So I will definitely keep my eyes open for that. But if they hold this range right here, then I'll be looking for price to trade back up into this range for sure. For sure, for sure. But all right, that's all I have. We'll definitely come back tomorrow morning at New York Open, and we'll go from there. And with that said, peace out, everybody.